So it has been well over a year since Black Widow was originally supposed to come out in theaters. But it's okay now because after all that time, we finally have this movie. I was pretty excited for Black Widow when it was originally announced, but since so much time has passed, I kind of forgot the movie existed until about now. So today I'm going to try and answer a pretty important question. Was Black Widow worth the wait? And the answer to that very important question is no. Now don't get me wrong, this movie was not bad by any means, and there was a few things I liked. But I can't help but finish this movie and think, wow, that was the most pointless few hours of my life. When going into this film, I was sure that I was going to come out of it either really disliking it or really liking it, and at this point I'm kind of just in the middle in a weird gray area. And by pointless, I mean pointless. I really don't think this movie needed to be made at all. Almost every single thing that happens in this film is wrapped up in this film. This movie is supposed to take place before Avengers Infinity War, but after Captain America Civil War. And that's why this movie has so many limitations. Because it was supposed to fill that tiny little time block in between those two films. So the plot of Black Widow couldn't be too crazy because it wasn't supposed to take away from the fact that Thanos is about to invade in a few years. So this entire movie, including the characters in it, are just a side mission. One of my favorite things about the Avengers movies is how connected all the characters are with each other. So an entire movie built around one of the most boring characters in the MCU without any of the other characters that we like from the MCU. It has been about 11 years now since Black Widow first debuted in Iron Man 2, and she has not gotten, since then, any more character writing than just the cool girl who does ninja flips and broods in the corner. So I was pretty happy when they gave her the slightest bit of an emotion boost in this film, but all of that emotion boost amounts to pretty much just the scene where she's crying in Endgame, and we all know that that's not enough to save an entire character. The next thing I'd like to talk about is Natasha's fake Russian sleeper agent family. In my opinion, the only slightly interesting one is David Harbour as Alexei. He fills the role as the comic relief character, and that's pretty much all he does. One of my biggest problems with this film is that he constantly hypes up the fact that he used to be the Red Guardian, but this movie, not once, not even a newspaper that I remember, shows us or tells us who the Red Guardian actually used to be. I just want to know what he used to be or why he used to be the Red Guardian at least. I just hate that he hypes it up so much as if we know who he is, but we don't. Not even the characters do from what it seems like. The other two characters are Yelena and Melina, and they're just so nothing. Seriously, these two characters are more bland than Black Widow has been for the past 11 years. The fact that I was able to remember their names blows my mind. And I'm gonna have to remember Yelena's because she's gonna show up in the Hawkeye show in a few years or whenever the hell that comes out. Next on the list is Taskmaster. Now, I'm not one to give much of a shit when Marvel changes things for their movies from the source material, when it actually benefits the movie. So when I found out that Taskmaster was just some girl that Natasha failed to blow up, which how the f*** do you fail to blow up like a 3-year-old? I don't even understand how she messed that one up. So Taskmaster was the daughter of the Big Bad, and the Big Bad, he's the leader of the Red Room, and the Red Room is where Black Widow came from. I don't really care that much that they changed Taskmaster because I'm not very attached to that character, but the one from the comics is definitely better than the one from the movie. Got a little nitpick. I'm kind of annoyed that nobody had an ounce of emotion when talking about how they thought Natasha blew up a little kid. Like, they all know that it's wrong, so I guess it's just that it was in the past, but still, they bring it up like it's nothing. So the big bad guy in this film is probably one of the most generic bad guys I have ever seen in a Marvel film. I think his name was like Dreykov or something. I don't remember. There are some scenes in this film that made me feel like I was actually there with the characters, and I liked feeling that I was there. I like feeling the impact of punches that are thrown or bullets that are shot. Something that I picked up when I was first watching it was that certain scenes are kind of shot like a horror film. We're pretty much as much in the dark as our main character when we first see Natasha on the run. So when she's creeping around a corner to see what's out to get her, we're just as stressed out as her. So that I really did like. I did appreciate that. This movie also felt like Marvel's answer to a Mission Impossible style film. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but yeah. So I'm gonna give Black Widow a 5.5 out of 10. Not bad, but was not worth the wait. Honestly, I think I'd feel the exact same way about this movie if I originally saw it in 2020, but Disney was marketing this thing like it was an amazing movie, and it really wasn't. To me, it just felt like a very basic Marvel movie. It wasn't really trying too hard. It was doing what it should and what it's good at. Honestly, can't believe the Disney Plus shows are doing better than this. I love Loki and WandaVision so much. They're both so good. I mean, hell, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was pretty good too. I'd like to see what other people think about it, just because I haven't checked anybody else's reviews on this film yet. This is personally my beliefs and what I've been thinking since I've seen it. So I'd like to see if people agree or disagree with me. For sticking around, I appreciate it. Please subscribe if you liked this video. I have a new video coming out on Sunday about Predator. So thank you for watching, and save Norbit now. Goodbye.